our fans, our state, just have unrivaled passion for LSU.
We just respect the past and embrace the future.
Hey Tiger fans, and welcome into this week's Inside LSU Basketball presented by Community Coffee. On this week's show, we'll catch up with Will Wade and LSU men's basketball. Also see women's basketball head coach Kim Mulkey go speak to the Baton Rouge community. Before we're done, we'll also give you another sneak peek on the Gold Standard, one of the great digital series you can find on LSU basketball. It's all coming up this week on Inside LSU Basketball presented by Community Coffee.
Inside LSU Basketball, presented by Community Coffee, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. This segment of Inside LSU Basketball brought to you each week by Bud Light.
Welcome back, fans, to this week's show. Joined with head coach Will Wade. And Coach, we knew it was going to be a tough week coming into it. Started in Tuscaloosa, taking on a very good Alabama team. Tigers looking for a win. Alabama obviously trying to stop a 3-game losing skid. And I know after the game you said, hey, look, when you give up 20 turnovers or more, you allow them to get 19 offensive rebounds. That's hard to do when you're on the road in the SEC.
Very tough sledding when you give your other opponent that many extra opportunities, whether it be through our carelessness with the ball and turnovers and us not being able to hit and be physical enough to block out. That's very difficult to beat any good team, especially a really, really good team on the road. And so we've got to learn our lessons. That's been pretty consistent with us this year. When we turn the ball over too much and we get out rebounded, it's very, very difficult for us to win. And certainly as we continue to move forward through the season, the better teams that we play, that's going to be even more in focus with our group. So we've got to get those areas cleaned up. The good news is that stuff we can control, that's totally under our control. Our valuing of the ball, our decision making, and us being physical on the glass and really hitting folks.
Obviously when you travel in the SEC, sometimes there are some hiccups. You finish the game in Tuscaloosa, you find out, you got to make a choice. Do you go back to Baton Rouge after you have to stay another night in Tuscaloosa, or do you bring the team straight to Knoxville? And I know the guys are used to taking care of their studies on the road, but obviously it almost seemed like it come at a good time where you could just keep everybody together, keep them in a unit, not only practicing, but getting their minds right for a very important game later in the week.
Yeah, you got to roll with the punches, and like I told our guys when you were sitting there, it's a first world problem. Our charter plane didn't show up, so we got to spend another night at a nice hotel and eat catered meals, and get on the charter plane the next day and go eat nice meals at a new nice hotel in a new city. So it's not the end of the world. There's a lot bigger issues going on in the world than what we got going on with our travel. But I thought our guys have handled it well. We're used to having some travel issues and just rolling with the punches. So there's nothing we could do about it. But I thought our guys really responded well. We had a good workout up in Knoxville, and we rented out a gaming place where the night we got to Knoxville on Thursday night, we went out and our guys got to kind of stretch their legs from the hotel and do some fun things, get a little team camaraderie, and get their minds off of basketball a little bit. So I thought overall it probably worked out pretty well for us in the sense that we were able to stay together, kind of limit some outside influences, limit some outside voices, and certainly the flight was shorter than going back to Baton Rouge and then flying another hour and 45 minutes to Knoxville. It's just a quick 45-minute flight from Tuscaloosa, and so I think the travel was a little bit shorter, and I think we got a little bit of team bonding in. So all in all, not the worst thing in the world for us.
Well, obviously you have to take on Tennessee for a second time. You know they're going to be a tough team. Sometimes you might think, well, you've played them already. That helps you a little bit. But I got to believe both teams are going to have something a little different in the second meeting.
Yeah, anytime you play somebody for the second time, it's just such a challenge because you've got what happened in that first game, but then you've got to anticipate what the other team's going to counter with, and you've got to draw up what you want to counter with, because if both teams just do what they did in the first game, the result could be similar. Every game takes on a life of its own, so you can't just assume that whatever happened in the first game is going to happen in the second game. So it makes it very challenging from a preparation standpoint, but I was very, very pleased with our guys' preparation for this big game at Tennessee.
Well, again, it was an extra day in Rocky Top getting ready for the matchup. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. LSU on the road against the Volunteers.
Reed takes it deep in the right corner. Big guy looking for help. Fires it right at the free throw line to Eason. To Gaines quickly. Now to Days. Left of the free throw line. Dribbles into the lane. Gets hung up in the air. Shot around the rim and good. Whistle and a foul. And the Tigers finally on the board. There's Gaines right of the arc. Thought about a three. Now gives it off to Eason. Eason rises. Fires the three and it's good. Tari Eason. Days catch and shoot three off the bounce is good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And that'll make it 17-10 as the Tigers slowly, coach, coming to life. Hayes working against Powell. Give it off to Murray. He'll try the three. Round and down it goes. Brandon Murray with a crucial three-point shot. Off ahead to Murray. Tennessee doesn't know it. Murray goes up, lays it in. Looked like he was mugged on his way to the basket. Long outlet, Eason. 1-on-3. Eason goes past. Vescovy lays it up and in. Here's Ziegler trying to drive. Lost the ball in the hands of Eason. Bounce pass ahead to Murray. One-handed jam. And it's 25-24. The Tigers have cut the Volunteer lead to a single digit. Gaines drives. Pull-up jumper along the baseline. Good. Nice 8-footer and great elevation by Gaines. Eason has it on the high post just behind the free throw line. He'll put up a 16-footer. That time Huntley Hatfield stands 6'10", but he gave him the look. Never really contested it. Brandon Murray back on the floor. He'll get the ball, go down the floor, and lay it up and in. Aggressive move by Brandon Murray. Whips it out. Vescovi's three. Off no good. Rebound, Efton Reed. Out to Murray. Murray going to push it. Cross-court pass to Eason. Eason, short corner left side, rises. Puts up the jumper from 15. It is good. That'll make it 42-32. Here's Murray wanting to drive. Gets Plavsic down on the baseline. Stops, spins, puts up a shot, and good over two defenders. Inbounds, it comes to Eason playing in the front court. Eason puts his head down, drives. Right side, goes up, bends the rim. Chandler going to try to move it up the left sideline. Throws into the front court. Going to be stolen away by Wilkinson. Wilkinson gets it off to Gaines. Gaines, Euro step, bump, puts up the shot. Off the glass, count the basket and a foul. Here's Gaines, open to the basket on the high post pass to Reed. Nobody picked up Gaines. He's wanting to drive. He does. Goes in, slapped on the arm, finishes with the lay-in. Again, an and-one opportunity for the Fighting Tigers. Stay tuned for more Inside LSU Basketball after the break.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice. And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really, really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
Mommy, guess what? We're rich.
Hi, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
We get it. It feels like everything has changed. Masking up, changing demands at work, fewer gatherings. But one thing hasn't changed. Our commitment to your health. It's why Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group keeps finding better ways to serve you. Video visits with one of our providers, online scheduling, weekend hours, and nearly 100 locations where providers know your medical history. Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group, providing you with the best care where and when you need it.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. we're formulating a better way for everyone. Because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Basketball brought to you each week by Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health, one of Louisiana's largest pediatric healthcare networks.
I absolutely love what I do. I'm intense, I'm passionate, I'm real, I'm honest, and I think if you lead your people in your business like that, they have to appreciate it. I still need those talented players in my locker room, but they're not always the ones that make your team a success. It's those that aren't afraid to fail. Give me a kid that's not afraid to fail and I'll give you a winner. What was important to me was the bigger picture. The bigger picture was to be a part of something bigger than an individual. And that's why I came back to LSU, guys. If I can come back and do my part, you live here, you can do your part.
I don't know about that. All right, guys, we good?
I love it. That was fantastic.
Coach, I've been to all the home games.
Just as Coach Kim Mulkey said, she leads with passion, intensity, and honesty. And I'm sure we've got the right person to speak on that, Super Senior Faustine. Boss, like, what has that intensity and passion look like in person?
It's incredible. It's very contagious. You know, she has that passion for the game, and she's always energetic. She's always fiery on and off the court. And when you see that she's always for you all the time, it's so hard not to go out there and give it your all. I think a lot of us is just like, our whole mentality has changed. When you see, like, Coach trusts us all the time, and she has that trust in us to do what we need to do, it's so easy to go out there on the court and just give everything you have.
All right, so we're going to throw it back to the first game of the season against Nichols. Scored your 1,000th point. So, like, how did that feel? Like, what does that milestone mean to you, especially since you were only 8 points away from doing it last season, which I didn't even know you were that close.
Yeah. It's a blessing, you know. That's something that I've always wanted to do. You know, when you do that in high school, you want to do it here in college. And, you know, it took longer than expected, but, you know, better late than never. And I'm just glad that I had my teammates and my family was watching from home, and Coach was congratulating me, and that it just meant everything to me to do that for everybody.
So at what point during that game did Coach just shift the offense to, like, just give Foss the ball, like, just pass her the ball?
I think it was like the fourth quarter, and she had put me back in. She was like, okay, I need you to get the 1,000 point. I'm like, okay, cool. We kept trying over and over again. I kept missing my shots. I'm like, oh my gosh. She was like, no, you're good. Just take your time. Don't think about it. Just do it. And so I think Autumn had passed me the pass, and I just went up and I got it, and everyone was cheering, and Coach looked at me, she winked, and I was like, all right, cool, I got it. And she put me out and congratulated me again.
So speaking on that, like, we all know Coach loves to feed the post. We got a whole drill and practice just solely on that. She's coached some of the best post players in the game. So how has her strategy and philosophy really impacted you as a player, and also impacted your production on the court?
It impacted me a lot, because at first I was always, trying to shoot it and fade away. And, she didn't want to take that away, but she kept saying, power in, you're strong, you're tall, no one can guard you down the block. So feeding the post, just kind of starting low and just kind of going in there and just doing a move, that's something that she's taught me the most. And it's improved so much, because now I think my field goal is like twice as high as it ever been all my careers here at LSU. So just kind of following that, and just Coach Daphne as well, she's always talking to me about post moves and working on different post moves just in case someone's guarding me a different way. But just doing that, working on it every day, it's definitely helped on the court.
So how has playing on the same court as, Kayla Pointer, Jalen Cherry, Alexis Morris, how is playing with them being such great point guards, and all of them can be on the court at the same time at any point in time in the game, like, help you out as far as receiving those passes?
Oh, well, you always got to be ready with them. They're always driving. They can attack anytime. And I think the biggest thing, they're great at what they do. So they come and people are double teaming them, and that's easy for dumps for me. They're putting me in a great position where I can just easily score and just weigh it up. I think that's just the biggest thing. They have the confidence in me. They know I can score the ball at any time, whether they're giving to me on the dump or they're making me do a post move, but they always have that trust in me that I can score.
All right, so throughout the game, I see you like look up and talk to yourself a lot, you know, especially after like a questionable call. Like, you know, can you tell us what those conversations, you know, to the ceiling of the PMAC, or you know, what happens during that point in time?
Well, whether it's like a bad call, I'm kind of like, okay, false, like I can't foul anymore. I'm kind of just talking to myself about that, like, okay, no more fouls, no more fouls. But most of the time, I talk to myself when I like miss a shot. Yeah, I just get on myself a lot. I'm really hard on myself. So I'm like, come on, pause, make the shot, take your time. So yeah, it's basically just that, just kind of getting to my head and just telling me, hey, you're good. Just take your time. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to change your shot. Just do what you always do. That's really what I'm talking to myself all the time.
So who's harder on you? Is it yourself or is it Coach Mulkey?
I gotta say myself, cause Coach, she'll get on me, but she'll always encourage me at the end. It's a little less encouragement with me. I'm just always hard on myself. I'm like, come on, Coach, you cannot miss this shot. So I would say myself, I'm really hard on myself.
Okay, so a lot of people may not know this, but you're a big fan of the artist Drake.
Yes.
Right. I know you've made multiple attempts to try to schedule or arrange like a one-on-one game with him. Like, where's the progress on that right now?
The progress is still the same, but yeah, it's still the same. I don't have any buts, but we're gonna keep trying. You know, perseverance.
Well, I feel like this is the perfect time to make your elevator pitch to get this one-on-one game with Drake to happen.
Yes, Drake, if you're out there, you are my husband on the low. I would love for you to come to a game and just watch us do what we do. It'll be fun. And so I love you, and Team OVO, always.
All right, so bonus question, what's your favorite Drake album?
I would have to say Nothing Was the Same.
Nothing was. I'm gonna take care of that myself.
You know, that'll be my second one.
Okay, I'm gonna judge you on that selection, by the way.
Oh my God.
But thank you for joining us this week, Paul. Stay tuned because there will be more to come after the break, right here on Inside LSU Basketball, presented by Community Coffee.
Family, all in this together. Family, we're taking a chance. Family, like birds of a feather. Family, kick off your shoes and dance.
Some traditions just keep getting better and better. Ford F-Series, the official truck of the NFL and America's best-selling trucks 44 years and counting.
Now is the time for new beginnings. For holding each other's hands. For encouraging each other. And for working together. At Women's, our mission is to improve the health of all women and infants. So today, we're focused on new ways to care for you and keep you safe. Because seeing you healthy and strong is important to us.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice. And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Basketball is brought to you each week by lsushop.net. For the latest in sideline apparel, gifts, and all things LSU Tigers, go to lsushop.net.
In today's modern college basketball, every team is going to piece veterans, newcomers, and of course transfers. Well, for LSU basketball, it's no different. And Coach Will Wade has had an impact regardless of how their path brought them to LSU. If you haven't caught the gold standard at LSU Sports on YouTube, you need to catch up with it. This week, we give you a little sneak peek, talking to Darius Days, Tari Eason, and Xavier Pinson on their different paths to LSU and the impact their head coach has had on them so far.
It definitely feels like it's flown by. You know, it feels like yesterday, like I was coming on my visit. 2017, they were playing Auburn here. We was just discussing and talking, like, what if we do come to school at LSU, what it would be like? And, we made a decision, all of us made a decision to come to LSU. That first year, it was a great and magical season. Us young guys coming in, gelling with the older guys. We had a great season. Sweet 16, regular season SEC champions. And, that's what I feel like, the culture is still here. Winning culture is still here. And we're just trying to win this year, and make the best of it. I'm trying to go out with a bang. But, like you said, everybody has their different path. Mine's just taking 4 years. Everybody else took it shorter. But, I feel like, it's going to be a different outcome this year. I'm being more mature. I'm be ready to go. Everything that the guys told me in the draft process, I'm doing. I'm trying to be a leader for these young guys. So, being able to come back, experience one more year at LSU, I'm happy to be here. So, nothing is really took for granted. I love this university. And then I sat down with Coach Wade. We talked. We had a really pretty long talk, and it was like, if you come back, everything else is going to be, better. We have good guys. We always have good guys around. But, it's just a different feel this year. I came back, talked to the guys, and everything was everything. And I really enjoyed the guys, so, I made a decision to come back.
Really wanted a coach that believed in me as well, though. And I think, from the jump, Coach Wade, he kind of told me how much he believed in me and, what he had seen from my game and, the plans he had and the things that he could, see me doing for this program. So I just really wanted to go to a team and a coach that really believed in me. That was big.
That's funny you brought that up. I brought that up my first time meeting with Coach Wade. I definitely noticed how, under 2 minutes down by 10-plus points, teams usually just crack. But I noticed that no matter what the time is or the situation at LSU, I feel like just never gives up, man. They always play like or think like they are gonna win.
Yeah, for sure. We had a couple calls. He broke down my game. He said, he see kind of flashes, the things that I could do and stuff like that. And then we had a more official kind of Zoom call probably like a week after that, and it was very detailed. Basically, all my stats, everything I shot from every spot, it was very thorough for sure.
It was crazy. I never seen a coach really break down like bit by bit what he wants you to do and what he's going to help you do, like as far as numbers, 3-point percentage, how many assists, the turnovers, like he had everything like planned out and everything set up for what he wants to see you do, and he has the things in position to help you actually do it.
Yeah, so I think as a freshman last year at Cincinnati, I showcased my athleticism more than anything, which, a lot of people knew I was athletic. I didn't really get to showcase a lot of my skill, but this year I think I'm kind of showing more of what I can do, the things that I've been able to do, showcasing my skill set. I've been working on my shot a lot, ball handling. I'm not a complete player, so there's nothing I won't work on.
He had to fly in a place called Williston, Florida. No one probably wouldn't really know where it is. But, they had to clear the runway. It was like, turkeys going across the runway. So, they had to, go and do that. So, going back to the beginning, I don't live on a farm, but I do have farm animals. I have a couple of horses. I used to have chickens and a couple of pigs. But it's not necessarily a farm, but some people would say it's a farm. And it's only 745 people there where I'm from in Raleigh, Florida. And most of the people are my cousins anyway. I'm really from a baseball kind of football area. So playing basketball wasn't one of the really biggest things to do in my area. So growing up, I was a kind of big kid, so, everybody wanted me to play football. So, somebody came and watched me play in middle school, and they liked the way I played, so, they asked me to come try out for their team. And, I went and tried out for their team my 7th grade year, and, I just fell in love with basketball. I quit football altogether, and I just wanted to, just play basketball. So, you know, ever since then, you know, I just been in love with the game of basketball, and that's all I want to do. Goal for this year, I want to be the SEC Player of the Year. I want to lead my team to a regular season SEC championship and lead my team to a SEC tournament championship, and as well, wherever we go in the NCAA tournament. You know, I want to have a, you know, winning season this year, you know, keep winning. You know, we're LSU is really known for winning in basketball, you know, the past couple of years, so, you know, keep the tradition going.
Stay tuned for more Inside LSU Basketball after the break.
We're Dudley DeBosier. As an official partner of LSU Athletics, we love being back here on campus.
It's where we began our journey as lawyers.
And it keeps us connected to the community we pledged to serve.
This place has made a difference in so many lives across the state.
And it inspires us to do the same.
We're a law firm that cares about this community.
And that's the Dudley DeBosier difference.
Demand Dudley DeBosier, official partner of LSU Athletics. 444-4444.
Mommy, guess what? We're it.
Ay, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really, really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
When you support, she soars. When you donate, he delivers. When you provide, they prevail. Since 1987, TAF members have lifted the minds, bodies, and spirits of LSU student athletes, making sure they have what they need to succeed in competition, the classroom, and in life. When you give, they go.
This segment of Inside LSU Basketball brought to you each week by Community Coffee, the official coffee of LSU Athletics.
Fans, we hope you enjoyed this week's show. Hope to have you back here next week. Your chance to see the Tigers on the floor. LSU men's basketball on Wednesday will host Texas A&M before heading over to Dallas for the SEC Big 12 Challenge on Saturday, taking on TCU. Kim Mulkey and LSU women's basketball, they'll take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas Thursday night inside the Maravich Center. See you next week, same time, same channel. For our entire crew, this is Chris Blair saying so long, everybody, and go Tigers.